Welcome back, viewers. You're watching the Savera and I'm Shefali. US President Donald Trump announced that he had cancelled his planned meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, explaining that the timing and circumstances did not feel right for meaningful discussions. Speaking to reporters at the White House, Trump said he decided to call off the meeting because he did not believe any significant progress would be achieved at this stage. He added that while the meeting had been in the works, he ultimately left it would be more productive to hold it at a later time. Trump had earlier indicated that the two leaders would meet in Budapest, Hungary following a recent phone conversation. However, his tone shifted from this week when he described the idea of meeting Putin under current conditions as a waste of time. He expressed frustration that despite several cordial exchanges with the Russian leader, those conversations has not produced tangible results. According to him, while the discussions were positive in tones, they consistently failed to move forward in any meaningful direction. The decision to cancel the meeting came and heightened tensions between Washington and Moscow. The White House announced a new round of sanctions against Russia, targeting its oil exports in response to its ongoing military operations in Ukraine. These sanctions made the first such measures imposed by Trump in his second term, focusing on Russia's two major oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil. The US Treasury Department also cautioned that additional actions could follow if necessary. During a meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Trump described the sanctions as severe but insisted they were intended to be temporary. He said he hoped that the conflict in Ukraine would soon be resolved and that the sanctions would be lifted once a peace agreement was reached. Trump reiterated his belief that it was time for both sides to negotiate and bring an end to the war, characterizing the fighting as a prolonged struggle between the two capable forces. The move to cancel the summit reportedly followed a phone conversation between US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov earlier in the week. Just days before, Trump has held an extended phone call with Putin lasting more than 2 hours, during which he claimed great progress was made. The next day, he met Ukraine President Zelensky at the White House, describing their discussions on cordial and constructive opposition. In a post on Truth Social, Trump revealed that he had urged both Putin and Zelensky to halt the fighting and negotiate a settlement. He suggested that both sides were to stop where they are and calm victory, indicating his desire to broker an end to the conflict through compromise rather than continued warfare. Following his involvement in an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, Trump appears to be redirecting his diplomatic force towards resolving the Russia-Ukraine crisis. However, his previous meeting with Putin, held in Alaska in August, concluded without any agreement, leaving uncertainty over when and under what conditions the two leaders might meet again. That's all for now in this update. Stay tuned to the Savera. Download the app and follow us on various social media platforms.